today with fantastic civil society organizations, small, humble ones in refugee camps, all around the world, with large civil society as well, with so many states that try to ensure that promises made are promises kept.
Former Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte is now facing a potential prison sentence of up to 30 years or even life if he is convicted by the International Criminal Court, that's the ICC, for crimes against humanity. The charges stem from his controversial war on drugs, which critics argue led to thousands of extrajudicial killings. But of course, this is just the beginning of what could be a long and complicated legal battle. According to Claire Castro, the spokesperson for the Philippines government, the final sentence will depend on the defenses Duterte's legal team can put forward. During a press briefing on Wednesday, she said, and I quote, "But it all depends on the defenses that can be availed by the former president." So it's not a done deal yet, but the stakes are high. While the ICC doesn't impose the death penalty, so much for that final dramatic twist, it does have the authority to hand down a prison sentence of up to 30 years for those found guilty of crimes against humanity. And in exceptional circumstances, judges could even impose a life sentence. So while Duterte might not face the death penalty, the years behind bars could still be a very real possibility if he is convicted. It's also worth noting that any verdict from the ICC can be appealed, so this story might not end anytime soon. Plus, if Duterte is convicted, the court could order reparations for the victims of his brutal anti-drug campaign. Duterte's arrest didn't come from thin air. It was a result of an ongoing investigation by the ICC into the deadly war on drugs that he spearheaded during his time as mayor of Davao City and later as president. The ICC is looking into mass killings linked to his crackdown, which left thousands dead. Some estimates suggest the number of lives lost could be as high as 30,000, though official reports from the Philippine National Police put the toll closer to 6,000. On Tuesday night, Duterte was flown out of Philippines, heading straight for The Hague, where he will face the ICC. But before that happens, he will have to face a local court in the Netherlands to determine whether his arrest was legal. This is a crucial step in the process before he can be handed over to the ICC. Meanwhile, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who took office after Duterte, addressed the nation just after the former president's plane took off. In a somewhat defiant note, Marcos emphasized that the Philippine government was acting on a request from Interpol, not the ICC itself. Marcos explained, and I quote, "The arrest that we did today was in compliance with our commitments to Interpol. It just so happened that came from ICC, but it's not because it came from ICC, it's because it came from Interpol." This distinction might be important for some, especially for Duterte's supporters who have criticized the arrest as illegal and called for his return to Philippines. Small groups of Duterte supporters and those who backed his arrest demonstrated outside the court ahead of his arrival in The Hague earlier, making it clear that this situation is deeply divisive. For more updates on former Filipino President Rodrigo Duterte's arrest and how his case proceeds ahead, stay tuned to the official YouTube channel of the Indian Express.